Hey, this is Landon with 5 Key Homes. Today we are doing a roof inspection on the address of 57 25th Street, Atlanta. So we're going to take a look at this roof today. We'll point out any issues that we're seeing that's on the roof and what we can do to possibly fix them. So yeah, let's get started. So this is a architectural style shingle. I believe the color is Corey Gray, if I'm not mistaken. It's got a little blue hue to it, so that's what makes me think that. This is a 25-year shingle right here. And basically what we're looking at is just, we're looking for anything that could possibly be, a leak problem or some kind of maintenance issue that we would need to resolve. So on this one, you can see that this roof was racked, meaning that they didn't step the shingles like they were supposed to. So if you look right here and you look up the roof, see how there's kind of a line right here going up the shingles? So this is called racked. So there's a line right here, there's a line right here, there's a line right here. So that's how you can tell a roof is racked. Now, you can rack roofs on 3-tab shingles. You're really not supposed to do it on an architectural style shingle. It can cause leaks, so that's why you wouldn't want to do that. But it doesn't look like they're having any interior leaks, so that's probably not an issue. One thing I do want to point out is the rotted siding. This siding is very rotten. I can just push it with my finger and break it off. So these are things that would need to be replaced. I would replace this board, this board, this board, and then the ones going down there. So probably 5-6 pieces right there of that siding would need to be replaced. You can tell somebody did a repair right here around this chimney as well as this one. You can see the difference in the color of the shingles. So these were 2 leak points, I'm assuming, that they had repaired. So it looks like those repairs are holding up well. The major issue on this one is going to be shingles. Just basically, this just has no granules left on it. All of the attic vent fans are rusting away. Painting this up will definitely make it last longer. This attic fan is working, but as you can see right below it, we have shingles that are sliding out. So there's a reason that this happens is because of where they placed the nails when they were doing the roof. So as you can see, these shingles have all slid out from under each other. When you shoot the nail into the shingle, there's this thing called the common bond of the shingle, and it's where this piece is called an applique and this piece is called the shingle right here. So the applique lays over onto this. If you don't shoot the nail through both the applique half of the shingle and the base half of the shingle, this is what's gonna happen. So these basically, we need to do a repair right here. It looks like it's been like this for a while. So we would need to change out the plywood underneath this because I'm sure it has some rot going on to it, and then repair these shingles in the color of Corey Gray. Somebody has tarred over all of the pipe boots, so if they're not leaking, no big deal. But if they are, if they have any drips or anything, changing the pipe boots on that will help. So as you can see, it's probably 90 degrees outside or worse. This attic fan's running great. Now let's go look at this other side on this top part of the roof. For some reason, this attic fan is not running. So I'm sure the motor's gone bad in it. This is all this wear that you're seeing on the shingles. This is normal for the age of the roof. This roof gets probably very hot because there's only 2 attic fans on the entire roof. There's no ridge vent. There's no other ventilation on the roof except for 1 attic fan for this entire section of the roof, and then 1 attic fan for this entire section of the roof. So definitely could use another couple attic fans to keep this thing cooled down, so that we don't have slide outs like over there. When the shingles get really hot, the tar that holds those 2 halves together will melt and just allow it to slide out if the nail is not nailed correctly. Looks like this slope was redone at some point. This looks newer than the rest of the roof in a different color. So I'm thinking whoever did those, it matches the repair that was done on the 2 chimneys. So I'm assuming they did this at the same time. This is the other attic fan. As you can tell, it's not running. So we would need to get that fixed because right now there's no ventilation for this side of the roof. And again, the tar around the pipe boots, as long as it's working, that's fine. Most of the time we try not to do that just because it doesn't look very great and it's not gonna last as long as just replacing the pipe boot. Again, here's another example. So you can see where they place the nails in the shingle. These nails should be right here. If these nails are right here, these two pieces, if you shoot the nail right there, it'll nail both these sides together. Because they put the nails up here to nail the shingle in, this piece on top, when it gets hot, is gonna stay. This piece at the bottom will melt off and do exactly what those are doing over there. And then you end up with this, nails that are popping out of the roof. So if I can pull this out like that, that's a hole in the roof, right? So because this nail has rusted over time, it's gonna be smaller than that hole it was originally in, and it's gonna be able to work itself back out of the roof just like this one did. So also this pipe boot is not in use anymore, or this airline is not in use anymore. So, you know, if we are up here doing repairs, eliminating that wouldn't be a big deal. We could cut it off and make it to where that's not there anymore. That could be a possible leak spot in the future that we could go ahead and get rid of. There's no wind or hail damage on this roof. It's pretty much got tree coverage all the way around, so it's probably not going to have any wind damage. If it was, it would be on probably this slope right here, but I'm not seeing any, so we're in good shape on that end. Also, because of all the tree coverage, the gutters get full quickly. I'm sure this has been cleaned out often, but already we got some leaves built up in there. Eventually that's going to clog up this drain and cause the water to pour over. So that would be something else to address as well. But for the most part, I mean, I think the roof's in pretty good shape. The repairs that were done well. It does need a couple little items to get it all fixed up, but for the most part, that's about it on this. The only other thing I would mention on this section of the roof, we're also going to look at this garage over here, but the last thing I'd mention on this section of the roof is these trees that are over here against the roof. It's scraping on the shingles, so definitely having these, I believe that's a magnolia tree, having that trimmed back will definitely help the roof, because as those go back and forth against those shingles, it's just wearing them down over time. So when we get a good windstorm, I'm sure that's going to create some damage. Most of the gutters have gutter guards going around here, except for this gutter and the front gutter. So these are really the only two they would have to worry about cleaning out. The rest of them all have gutter covers, so those all should be perfectly clean. So yeah, that's it for this roof. My guess on age of the original one, maybe 15, 12 years old, somewhere in that range maybe. And again, I believe the color that was original was Corey Gray. This looks like a GAF product. So I'm not sure on color, but this is probably more of a Williamsburg gray kind of color. So where we're going to be doing repairs, we'll go ahead and get Corey Gray so that it matches a little better. But yeah, that's about it for this one. Again, just these trees against the roof here. I'll give you a little peek at what it kind of does. So when these trees rub on the roof, it wears down the shingles like that, or like up here. You can see where it's ripped off a piece right there. See a little bit of damage on the sides of the shingles. So keeping the trees off the house will definitely keep the edges of the shingles in good condition and prevent leaks that way. So the next thing we're going to hop up on is this little garage side right here. And for the most part, it looks in pretty good shape, but we'll just hop up here and just do a little check. If I find anything, I'll snag a couple pictures, but for the most part, it looks in pretty good shape. So yeah, so that's it for this one. If you have any questions, feel free to give me a call at 770-366-1330.